This is Ecclesiastes 1, verse 9. The thing that have been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun. I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rachah Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and salutations to all the hopeful elect that's pushing out this word in truth and in sincerity throughout the four corners of the globe. All right, I want to get into a lesson, quick lesson. You know, it's a response to the national defense, the national defense strategy that the brothers from Colorado did, and then it was responded. I seen the responses. More brothers probably did it, but I seen the responses from the elder Yashawamba and the apostle of Ramlot. All right, and you know, just getting into that mind state of, you know, it's about the stuff about to pop off, man. You know, the prophecies, just the year of the prophecies, and they taking place, man. But you know, I was reading over the national defense strategy from the United States, other United States of America, the other night, and I was falling asleep, and then this just popped in my head, man. It's the same thing that they did before. All right, so you know, it's gonna be quick. I just wanted to get a couple of scriptures, and I want to read this thing real quick because this is the point that the brothers actually read as well, and it just popped in my brain when I was reading it. So, you know, the third page, it says, wait, oh, I'm on the wrong page. Salakia. Okay, here it go. Here it go, right here. Let's say third page right here, fifth page overall. It says, challenges to the U.S. military advantage represent another shift in the global security environment. For decades, the United States has enjoyed uncontested or dominant superiority in every operating domain. We could generally deploy our forces when we want it, assemble them where we want it, and operate how we want it. Today, every domain is contested: air, land, sea, space, and cyberspace. Well, pretty much these devils realize that they're losing their power, man. You know? And they're going to have to do something about it. Just like what you see yesterday's Trump, he deployed missiles in Syria, man, which is all prophecy as well. But they had to act, because if they didn't, it would show weakness in the public. All right? So let me keep going. It says, we face an ever more lethal and disruptive battle combined across all domains and conducted at increasing speed and reach, from close combat throughout overseas theaters and reaching to our homeland. Some competitors and adversaries, well, I just want to, I didn't want to speed through that part, but it says, and reaching to our homeland. Keep that in mind. It says some competitors and adversaries seek to optimize their targeting of our battle networks and operating concepts, while also using other areas of competition short of open warfare to achieve their ends, e.g. information warfare, ambiguous or denied proxy operations, and subversion. These trends, if unaddressed, will challenge our ability to deter aggression. Now, so what that's pretty much saying is that it's going to be destroyed from the inside. All right? They trying to say that it's going, like you know, they got these terrorist groups, which this is what they've been trying to do, is they're going to put the terrorist groups on us. Pretty much. You've seen how they tried to like start putting dark faces on some of these terrorist bombings. All right. So they're going to pretty much try to link the two, the Hebrew Israelites and the terrorists. All right. And this is because, watch, I'll get into it. But this is what I'm going to get real quick before I get that. So like it. This is Exodus 1. I'm going to read verse 7. It says, and the children of Israel were fruitful and increased abundantly and multiplied and waxed exceeding mighty, and the land was filled with them. And that's what's happening now, man. You know, and I'm talking on the spiritual tip, man. The awakening of the nation of Israel. That's what you're seeing now. The more and more this truth is being spread, the more and more people are starting to surname themselves as the Israelites again. You know, they know, they becoming to know who they are, man. You know, and the scripture says it's an exceeding great army, man. You know, and what is the scripture? In Ezekiel. So that's putting fear into them, man. Ezekiel 37 and let me just get it real quick. I'm gonna go right back to that. It's Ezekiel 37, verse 10. It says, "So I prophesied as he commanded me, and breath came into them, and they lived and stood up upon their feet, an exceeding great army." Right. So when they see us, prophesying, man, and men calling themselves Israel, that puts fear into their hearts, man. You know. So we exceeding mighty, and the land is being filled with them, man. So that represents them going down in their mind. That, you know, that these Edomites in America, they have something known as black fear, man. You know, they feel as though if we rise up, that we're gonna try to do the same things that they did unto us to them. You know, and that's what we saying is going to happen. We're not saying we're gonna do it now, but we saying when the Lord comes back, that's what's going to happen, man. So that's putting fear into them. So this is what's going to happen. It says, verse 8, it says, "Now there arose up a new king over Egypt, which knew not Joseph. And he said unto his people, Behold, the children of Israel are more and mightier than we. Come on, let us deal wisely with them, lest they multiply, and it come to pass that when there falleth out any war, they join also unto our enemies and fight against us, and so get them up out of the land." Right. See, so they're going to pretty much try to label us saying we're going to fight against them with their enemies, man. With them terrorist groups, man. So with the next terrorist thing that happened, they're going to try to pin it on us, man. Although they set it up. That's why I said deal wisely with them. You're going to be subtle. This is man. This is what happens when you don't know who your enemies are, man. This government, these people that's over us are our enemies, man. And they know they got us in servitude, and they know they oppressing us, so they gonna think that we looking for it out and gonna join up there with their enemies, man, during these wars. All right. So watch how they try to flip it, you know. And I said it's no new thing under the sun, cause pretty much, let me see. Part of them dealing subtle with us. Scripture. Yeah. Psalms 83 verse 3 says, "They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance." Right. So that's what they gonna want to do, man. You know, they consulting together. Who's the hidden ones? It's us, man. You know, it's us, the Israelites, man. The Israel of the Most High, to be more exact. It says they have come and said, "Let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel be no more in remembrance." Right. So they're gonna want to get rid of us, man. They're gonna want to get rid of us so that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. Again, that's why I said it's no new thing under the sun, man. Because this happened back then. When they all them took crafty counsel against us, man. Now, and to where the majority of our people don't know that we're Israelites, man. You know, but it's no new thing of the sun, because this happened before, man. That's why I said they're gonna stage a terrorist attack. The same thing happened with Nero, man. You know, this guy Trump might be the new Nero. You know, that's not doctrine. You know, I'm just saying that as a man. You know, but it's the same thing, man. They started to persecute us, man. So, the persecutions is going to start coming, man. Jacob's trouble is going to start coming because they feel that their power is waning, man. You know? What's that scripture? Revelation. Let me get that real quick before I read this. Damn thing. This is Revelation 12. verse 12, it says, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth, and to the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. See? Because he knoweth he have but a short time, so he gonna come down on us, man. You see? He know that he feel his power waning, and he's gonna come down on us, man, as his last hope to try to defend his kingdom, man. You know, because whether you know it or not, ultimately they know that we are the children of Israel, the higher ups, man. These regular Edomites don't know. Okay, these regular nations, you know, don't know, man. But these higher ups, they know what's going on, man. They watching the prophecy, man. They watching us, man. You know, as the Apostle always say, they watching us, man. And they watching the prophecies closely, man. You think that they wanted to do this war? The Heavenly Father is bringing them down to the valley of Yahweh-Shaphat, man, to plead our cause, man. All these things is happening because of that. And they can't stop the war. Hey, because you got Americans, they split on whether they want, you know, the Trumpians, they want to go to war. They trying to make America powerful again, man, which they confused because they still all Edomites, you know. So they're going to bring themselves down. The Lord is using them to bring themselves down, man. You know? But let me get this real quick. I'm going to read a little bit of this. Right? This is Nero. He persecuting the Christians. Or what they called us. The Christians was just a small sect. They labeled us, man. The small sect of the Jews, man. That was the followers of the Lord. The Messiah, Hamashiach Yahushua. All right? Now this started in 64 AD, and you remember in 70 AD is when we went down. All right, that's when we had to fled into the coast, the western coast of Africa, and not just the western coast of Africa, man. We fled. You know, some people went other places, man. All right. It says, a generation after the death of Hamashiach, Christianity had reached Rome in the form of the obscure offshoot of Judaism, popular among the city's poor and destitute. See, it said popular among the city's poor and destitute, which that's what we're doing now. You know, that's why the scriptures talk about going to the gates of the nobles, man. And that's what's happening, man. We irritating them, man. You know, we irritating them to where they're going to try to bring us to the gates of the noble. We get into the poor and the destitute. Those are the ones that's going to hear this message, man. That's what the scriptures say, man. You know. The brokenhearted, they're going to hear this message. And don't get confused when they talking about Judaism, man. They got some truths, the bones in there, in the meat, man. You got to take the meat and throw out the bones, man. Back then, it was the followers of Yahushua, man. All right? The true truth, man. And they want to try to label that Judaism. It says, popular among the city's poor and destitute, members of this religious sect spoke of the coming of a new kingdom and a new king. These views provoked suspicion among the Jewish authorities who rejected the group and fear among the Roman authorities who perceived these sentiments as a threat to the empire. Right. So when we speaking, we going out there speaking saying, hey, the Lord is coming, man. The Lord is coming. That's a threat. That's a threat into our Roman empire, because this is the new Rome. That's a threat into the authorities, man, the government. They look at that as a threat, like we're trying to overthrow them, when the Lord is going to overthrow them. And you got the Jewish authorities, the people that they put up as our leaders, man. The so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, that they put up as our leaders, man. The ones who's eating good. That's a threat into them, man. You know, because they not worried. They not the poor and the destitute. They not worried about the position, what's going on with our people, man. You know. So it's gonna be them. They're gonna be the main ones getting the people to go against us, man. Like they did Yahushua, like they did at these times, man. It says, in the summer of 64, Rome suffered a terrible fire that burned for 6 days and 7 nights, consuming almost 3/4 of the city. The people accused Emperor Nero for the devastation, claiming he set fire for his own amusement. And that's exactly what they gonna do, man. That's the terrorist attack, man. That's what they're gonna do, man. The next big thing that's gonna happen, they're gonna try to blame it on us, man. That's what this demon gonna do. And they doing it for their own amusement and for their own purposes, man. All right? That's what they did on 9/11. They watched the towers go down. You know? And what they do? They accuse the apostles and elders, man. They lock them up. How much more so when they do it again, man? It says, where I'm at. In order to deflect these accusations and placate, if I'm saying that correct, whatever, the people, Nero laid blame for the fire on the Christians, man. So he laid blame on the fire on the Christians, man. You know, the followers of the Lord. To get somebody to pretty much appease the people's wrath, man. They had to blame somebody, man. And he did that. It was all according to plan, though, man. You know? Oh, man. So he laid blame to the followers of the Lord. And if you've been watching for the past couple of years, when they start integrating these little so-called black faces to these terrorist attacks, man, with these knife attacks, these shootings, these bombings, these little bombs, man, they start putting more Jake faces as rebelling, man. All right? Rebelling against the authorities, man, against the government. And there was one time, I can't remember, on the pictures. Well, first of all, they had like the burning of the churches and all that. And then they go and spray paint the joint Black Lives Matter. And then there was one time they tried to like throw in the Hebrew thing on there. You know? The Israelites. Which is just, that's all staged, man. And if you watch reports, like it was fuck, man. These Edomites, they go as far as even stabbing themselves, burning their own places down and blaming it on Jake, man. That's what they did in Black Wall Street, man. When that stuff started happening, man. It's no new thing under the sun, man. They lay blame on our people to get their purposes across, man. Whenever, they see progress amongst our people and they're going to try to shut it down, man. But this is a spiritual thing, man. And we already know this thing is going to take place, man. That's why we out here telling you today. It says the emperor ordered the arrest of a few members of the sect who under torture accused others until the entire Christian populace was implicated and became fair game for retribution. See? Hey, man, see? So they arrested us, you know? Hold on. Damn. Governors. All right. What's that scripture, man? Trying to find it. Salakia Akim. This is let me go back to that real quick. I just want to grab this real quick, man. Hey, because this is what's going to happen, man. This is Matthew 10. Verse, hey, man. I'm going to just start from 14, man. Because, hey, man, this is what we out here for, man. People, they're going to realize that these things is not a game very soon, man. It says, Matthew 10, verse 14, it says, and whosoever shall not receive you, nor hear your words, when ye depart out of that house or city, shake off the dust of your feet. Right. Hey, because we got the words hey, hear ye these words and live, man. So whoever ain't going to listen, don't waste your time on them, man. They marked. It says, verily I say unto you, it shall be more tolerable for the land of Sodom and Gomorrah in the day of judgment than for that city, man. So, hey, we already know what happened to Sodom and Gomorrah, you know, and then he says it's going to be more tolerable, which just means that this is going to be a time that never before seen, man. The Lord is the Lord is about to show you some stuff, man. You know, it says, behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. And that's what we trying to do, man. We being wise as serpents and harmless as doves. Because they out here, they looking for any reason to send us into the authorities, man, to accuse us, man. So we wise as serpents and harmless as doves, but we still doing what we need to do. We still prophesying the word. It says, but beware of men, for they will deliver you up to the councils, and they will scourge you in their synagogues. And ye shall be brought before governors and kings for my sake, for a testimony against them and the Gentiles. See? So this is going to happen regardless. And it's for what? A testimony for the Lord's sake against them. Against all the ones that hated the Lord, man. All of them that hate the Lord, that didn't want to hear our words, is going to get dealt with, man. You know, they going to think for a time that they doing something to us, man. You know? They think that they doing something to us, but ultimately they hurting themselves, man. You know, they think that when they get rid of us, the Israelites, because even our people, they're going to think that, you know, if we can just get rid of them, then you know, then we're going to be back to where it is now. Like where it seems to be a little time of peace, even though our people are under persecution, man. Our people don't want to, they don't want to fight, man. They don't want to, they want to be stuck in this oppression, man. So in the face of them, we seem to die, but our hope is full of immortality, man. We know what's going on, man. Jake don't know what's going on, the majority. It says, you know, as many, I'm right here, as many of the religious sect that could be found were rounded up and put to death in the most horrific manner for the amusement of the citizens of Rome. The ghastly way in which the victims were put to death aroused sympathy among the Romans, although most felt their execution to be justified. Right, because that dude, he just was putting them to death in the most horrific ways. Look at this picture right here, man. You know, it's a Roman mosaic shows prisoners put to death in the arena as part of a festival, man. And you can see that on certain movies, man, that they got. They put us in the middle of the arena fighting against these big ass lions and shit, man. You know? But guess what, man? Hey, they're going to try to do the same thing again. It's going to be some martyrs, as the scriptures say. But for the most part, the Lord going to lift up a standard, you know? Let me see. It's Isaiah. You know, most of these scriptures just come into my mind as I'm reading. This is it says Isaiah 59 verse 19. It says, so shall they fear the name of Yahweh from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit of Yahweh shall lift up a standard against him. See? So they ain't gonna be able to do exactly what they did to us back then, man. Because the Lord gonna lift up a standard this time, man. This is the time of our salvation, man. At that time, we had to flee out of our land, man. Because we had to discontinue from our heritage, man. You see? But he gonna lift up a standard now. They're gonna get the majority of us. Don't get me wrong. They're gonna get some of us. But the Lord, hey, you know, you don't know what's gonna happen, man. He can wake you up like he did when Yahweh's parents, and when they had to flee and go into Egypt. The angel came and told them, hey, yo, get up out of here, man. You know? You don't know what's going to happen, man. So it said what? It said right here, as many as they could find. They're not going to be able to find all of us, man. All right? It says, the following account was written by the historian Tacitus in the book Annals, published a few years after the event. Tacitus was a young boy living in Rome during the time of the persecutions. And this is what they try to say is no evidence that Yahweh ever lived or the Jews was real. The Israelites was real. It's in their histories, man. Read that book. You know? These demons, man. These Americans, they don't know shit, man. It says, therefore, to stop the rumor that he had set fire on Rome, he, Emperor Nero, falsely charged with guilt and punished with the most fearful tortures the persons commonly called Christians, who were generally hated for their enormities. See, so we was already hated for their enormities. Let's look that up. All right? And you already see these people when we out there, they already showing that they hate us, man. It says the enormity of the great or extreme scale, seriousness or extent of something perceived as bad or morally wrong. So majority of these people think that what we doing is bad and morally wrong. When we just speaking words, man. We just speaking words. We speaking about what they did to us, man, and how it's a righteous thing for them to have to pay for that according to the scriptures, what they all claim to believe in, man. You know, it's a grave crime or a sin unto them what we doing, man. They came out, they called us bigots, man. You know, they hate the God hates fag sign, man. They hate the sign, the slavery for you. This is what's coming to you, Edomites, that fire. They hate all these signs, man. They hate the sign with the white Jesus, Caesar Borgia. You know, that's a grave sin unto these people. What we doing is a grave sin to them, man, because they are of the world and we are not of this world. But we were chosen out of the world, therefore the world hateth us, man. All right. It says Christus, the founder of that name, was put to death as a criminal by Pontius Pilate, procurator of Judea, in the reign of Tiberius. But the pernicious superstition, repressed for a time, broke out yet again, not only through Judea, where the mischief originated, but through the city of Rome, also, whither all things horrible and disgraceful flow from all quarters, as a common receptacle, and where they were encouraged. Accordingly, the first were arrested who confessed they were Christians or followers of the Messiah. So they're going to arrest, because they kept saying that they the ones who started that, you know. So, hey, if they catch you and you what you going to do? You going to admit that you're a follower of the Lord or not? All right. It says, next on their information, a vast multitude were convicted, not so much on the charge of burning the city as of hating the human race. See, it says, as a vast multitude were convicted, not so much on the charge of burning the city, but as of hating the human race. So they didn't even, now they not charging you for just burning the city. They really charging you for saying you hate the people, man. You hate the rest of these nations, man. And that's what we say. We hate you heathen nations, man. And you all gonna go into slavery under the Israelites, man. That's pretty much what's going to happen, man. Hey, that's what popped in my brain when I was going through this, man. You know? And let me get the couple of scriptures, man. You know? And then I'm going to close. Because I ain't even wanted to get this long, but this was a good lesson. You know? This is 1 Peter 4 verse. This is 1 Peter 4 verse 16. It said, yet if any man suffer as a Christian, that's deep because we just reading that, you know, but we talking about as the followers of the Messiah. Let him not be ashamed, but let him glorify the Most High on this behalf. So when we go through these things, don't be ashamed, man, because you're going to feel ashamed. You know, they're going to have our faces all on the news, man, labeling us as terrorists, man. People are going to start hating you. Don't be ashamed, man, but glory on the Most High for this behalf, man, because they lied on Yahweh Shai, man. You see, it says, for the time is come that judgment must begin at the house of the Most High. And if it first begin at us, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel? See? So, for the time is come that judgment must begin at the house of the Most High, man. Judgment going to start with us. That's how they're going to start accusing us, man. And not only us, man, these people that want to be pretending to be Israelites, man, that ain't really seeking for the Heavenly Father in truth and in sincerity, man. You know, it says, but what? What shall the end of them that obey not the gospel of the Most High be? Because what? They're not going to have no covering, man. The ones that don't want to obey, they ain't going to have no covering. They ain't going to know what's going on, man. You know? They're going to be destroyed. It says, and if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear? They're going to be scared, man. The people that's faking the funk now, they're going to show, that day, it's going to be shown that they ain't had no faith, man. And it's already shown and evident to us because they not listening to the word in truth and sincerity, man. You know? They're going to be destroyed. They ain't going to have no covering. The Most High, the rod of the Lord is these damn devils, man. You know? The sword of the Lord. You know? So we're not going to, it says, wherefore let them suffer according to the will of the Most High, commit the keeping of their souls to him in well-doing as unto a faithful creator, man. Right. Don't fear him that can kill the body, but fear him that can kill the soul and body both in hell, man. You know? It says commit to the keeping of their souls to him in well-doing, man. You know? Keep your integrity, man. Me and the brother did a video on that, man. You know? Because scripture says wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of that time, man. They're not going to have that, man. You know? Let me get this. And hey, it's our duty to keep doing this thing, man. You know? It's our duty, man. It's a heavenly and holy calling, man. It says, this Luke 12 verse 46, the Lord of that servant will come in the day when he looketh not for him, and at an hour when he is not aware, and he will cut him in sunder and will appoint him his portion with the unbelievers. And that servant which knew his Lord's will and prepared not himself, neither did according to his will, shall be beaten with many stripes. Right. So we know, if we know the Lord's will, we're supposed to be doing what he said, man. We got to be praying to the Lord to build up our faith and make us hard and strong in them days, man. These are the times, hey, you supposed to be, hey, pray to the Lord, man. Pray to the Most High, man. You know, because the times is coming, man. Jacob's trouble is coming, man. You know, hey, listen, man. The Apostle Paul said, being the spirit of doing 3 videos a day, man. Sometimes we fall short, you know, doing the 3 videos a week, but the lights is shining brighter, man. It's about to happen, man. Look up, for our salvation draweth nigh. Do his will, man, or you're gonna be beaten with many stripes, like these wannabe Israelites, man. They not really doing it according to in truth is you gotta follow the Lord in spirit and in truth, man. You know, it says, but he that knew not and did commit things worthy of stripes shall be beaten with few stripes. For unto whomsoever much is given, of him shall be much required, and to whom men have committed much, of him they will ask the more. Right. So even the ones who don't know and they committed things worthy of stripes, they're going to be beaten with lesser stripes, man. But the ones who knew, that's going to be even worse for them, man. It would have been better that they haven't known this truth, man. You know, I'm going to close on this, man. This is what we out here to do. So Ezekiel 9, verse 4. It says, and Yahweh said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. Right. And that's what we out there doing. We on the corners preaching this word. That's what we doing, man. We trying to set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that's done in the midst thereof, man. You know, before the Heavenly Father, let these angels let go of the let go of the 4 corners of the earth, the 4 winds. You know, that's what we out here to do, man. So that they won't be touched, man. Lord's will. You know, hey, man. And Jerusalem is a people before it's a place, man. Because where the Lord's heart is, where the Lord's treasure is, that's where his heart is, man. You know. It says, verse 5. And to the others he said in mine hearing, go ye after him through the city and smite. Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity. Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women, but come not near any man upon whom is the mark, and begin at my sanctuary. Then they began at the ancient men which were before the house. Right. So it said begin at my sanctuary, man. You know. So a lot of old, young, a lot of them is going to be getting slain, man. And then when you go up to the persecutions of the Jews, man, back in 70 AD, man, and when they was warring with us, man, they closed us all, starved us, man, burned us. Thousands of us died at a time, man. Thousands upon thousands died at a time, man. So this time gonna be worse than that, man. You know. So hey, get ready, man. Jacob's trouble is upon us, man. So you get this knowledge now while you can, man. If you looking and seeing these things come to pass, get this while it's hot, man. You know. But look, hey, that's pretty much what I had, man. Until the